Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel.
In today's video, Paul and I are celebrating our 1-year wedding anniversary, as well as the 1-year anniversary of this YouTube channel. So in order to celebrate, we're gonna be heading to the very top of Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where we'll be visiting the Foundation Room for dinner, as well as their fantastic lounge that we hear has some amazing views of the Las Vegas Strip.
So don't go anywhere as we show you all that Foundation Room has to offer on today's episode of
James and Paul Try It All. Alrighty guys, we're gonna go ahead and take the long elevator ride up to the top of Mandalay Bay. Have I mentioned I'm afraid of heights and I don't like elevators? All right, let's do this. At least it's not a glass elevator, thank God. Whew, all right. Prepare for ear poppage.
You know, we're going to the tippy top of the building this time.
Right, which is supposedly the 63rd floor, but I don't think there's actually 63 floors.
Vegas floors are weird because sometimes there's like only so many, but I feel like they label them accordingly.
Yeah, I don't know why, but they do, but they skip over floors occasionally.
Oh, we're up to 60.
Oh, there goes the ears.
Oh.
Foundation Room.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Now, as we make our way in, we want to let you know we were not compensated by the Foundation Room or Mandalay Bay to make this video. All opinions are our own and reflect our experience at the time of our visit. We do encourage you to form your own opinions based on the information being presented.
Wow.
I know, wow.
So lovely in here.
That is lovely.
Wow, how pretty.
Oh, wow.
Very pretty.
Yeah. And swanky.
Super swanky. I mean, oh my, look out there.
Oh, wow.
I think we need to maybe go take a peek at
Yeah, we do need to take a peek at that. Those views.
Oh my God, this is epic. I'm terrified of heights, but this is beautiful. This really is some of the best, this is the best view of the Strip. Wow, it's so gorgeous. I mean, I don't want to get too close because I am legitimately terrified of heights. Oh my.
Oh, wow.
This is just as good as the high roller.
I know.
Wow. If the view is any indication of what we have to expect for dinner, I'm so excited. Don't go anywhere, guys. This should be amazing.
A few moments later.
So quick little update. They actually asked us if we would like a better view. So we have a nice little view here of the window. Still very lovely to see. This is impressive. Already just blown away. So I just want to say this has been a really wonderful day and an absolute fantastic way to celebrate our wedding anniversary. We're going to start off with a little bit of the complimentary bread service here. This looks like a lovely little wheat roll here. I can see some grains. I think I'm just going to start with a little pat of butter. Who doesn't love bread and butter? The roll has a very nice natural sweetness that's often found with wheat bread. The butter is creamy and salty. Not much to say. I mean, it's still a dinner roll, but it's a delightful dinner roll. No complaints.
So we're gonna try the other roll that came in here. Now this looks to be just your standard bread roll with a bit of cheese baked on the top. Now this looks to be some type of sharp cheddar cheese almost. Now I'm gonna try this one with the olive oil and balsamic brought to the table. I'm gonna go ahead and dip it right in that olive oil and balsamic. Let's go ahead and give this a bite. It's nothing special, it's your standard bread roll with cheese baked on top, but the olive oil and balsamic, just a nice touch. It reminds me of when we go out for Italian food.
Well, the last bread roll looks like a little cheddar jalapeno. I've already split this one with Paul here, so we're gonna go in for the last accompaniment, which is a little bit of house-made hummus. I do love a little hummus. Let's see how this tastes. That hummus is to die for. I wish I'd have gone for that the entire time. The roll itself is good, it's soft, it's crispy on the top. Got a good flavor to it. But that hummus, that's good. All in all, can't complain about the bread service. All right, friends, our cocktails have arrived. I went with a Wandering Mule. Now this is hibiscus bud infused Stoli vodka, vanilla Gifford liqueur, Domaine de Canton ginger liqueur, fresh lemon juice, and Owen's ginger beer. Now, if you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you know I love a mule. I couldn't say no. Let's give it a shot. That's an amazing mule. The ginger liqueur, the ginger beer really make it very ginger forward. The vanilla liqueur is very light, but it's there and adds a nice little after flavor. And of course, the Stoli vodka Can't go wrong with Stoli. It's a quality vodka. I recommend the Wandering Mule.
For my cocktail, I decided to go with the Cucumber Zen. Now, normally you've seen me show a lot of spicy cocktails on this channel. If you do not know this about me, I love a cucumber cocktail. Now, this is going to be mint and lemongrass infused Tito's vodka, effin' cucumber vodka, citrus infused Saint Germain, fresh lemon, fresh lime, and muddled cucumber. Now, there's a lot of cucumber into this cocktail, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste and see how cool and refreshing it is. I can definitely taste the muddled cucumber. A little bit of that fresh lemon and lime gives it a nice tart contrast to the cooling cucumber. If you're on the fence about trying any type of cucumber cocktail, just know that it's almost like drinking a cucumber. I'm gonna be completely honest about that, but it's delicious and it's refreshing. Now, we're gonna go ahead and get our order in for our starters, our appetizers, everything that we wanna order tonight and show you. So stay tuned, we've got more to come.
Alrighty, my friends, our starters have arrived. We've got a half dozen oysters served with a mignonette, a cocktail sauce, and a little Tabasco. Now, I am a big fan of cocktail sauce with oysters, so that's what I'm gonna do here. They look nice and juicy. It's been a while since we've had oysters, Paul. I'm excited for this. It feels appropriate on our anniversary. Get a little dab of cocktail. We're gonna just pause this for a second. So while I wait for the horseradish because I like a really spicy oyster, I'm gonna turn it over to Paul because he's not a fan of additional horseradish.
So while James waits for the horseradish, I'm gonna go ahead and dig into one of these oysters. And I can already see the little briny pool of like seawater in here. Looks like this is the cocktail sauce. Let's give it a little dab of that cocktail sauce. We already spritzed some lemon on top. That looks delightful. Let's give this a taste. Oh, that's delightfully briny. Now, getting that nice little contrast with the cocktail sauce. Quite happy with these oysters. Briny, delicious. Best way to start a meal. I'm gonna turn it over to James since they just brought our horseradish out.
My extra horseradish has arrived. I'm gonna give it a nice little plop right on there because I'm a glutton for punishment. Paul knows this. Let's give it a bite. I haven't had oysters in forever, and that is a meaty, juicy little guy. Absolutely delicious. The cocktail sauce is fantastic, and the extra horseradish just sends it over the top. My mouth is alive with flavor right now. Can't even complain. Let's try the bone marrow next. I'm just gonna dive right into it. No transitions. Let's just do this. All right, nice crisp little toast. Oh, it's so juicy and fatty, and oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's get a nice big chunk of bone marrow here. And smear that right on the toast point. I love bone marrow. And it's actually very easy to prepare too. It's always so high priced on menus, but you can actually get bone marrow at like Whole Foods pretty cheap. Let's give it a shot. That is rich and buttery and flavorful and beefy and salty. Slides right down. The toast is fantastic too. It is the perfect little vehicle to deliver this wonderful delicacy to my mouth. If you've never had it, it can be a little off-putting, but I do recommend trying it. We here at James and Paul Try It All are always about expanding your horizons, trying new things, and this is one that I highly recommend.
So I'm gonna go ahead and try some of this bone marrow. Now this is always one of my favorite things to start off a meal. But let's go ahead and take a little toast point here and give this a taste. I'm excited. That's just a punch of salty umami. It's buttery, it's silky, it's so rich, it's delicious. I'm glad that we decided to order this bone marrow. Now we're gonna go ahead and finish off these oysters and bone marrow, but we'll be back right after this. Stay tuned.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Foundation Room after these messages.
Hello everyone. We really hope that you're enjoying today's video. If you are, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to ring that cute little bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode of James and Paul Try It All is released every single Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Each week, we're going to bring you more Las Vegas hotel reviews, attraction reviews, restaurant reviews, and a whole lot more. And if you enjoy gambling like we do, we also have a weekly slot series, Slot Play Sunday, every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. It really means the world to us. We love you and appreciate you. All right, our next course has arrived. Now, Paul and I are splitting the Foundation Room salad, which is going to be romaine lettuce, goat cheese, cherry tomatoes, and a red wine vinaigrette. Very simple, very traditional, but I love a salad with red wine vinaigrette. I'm glad we split it because honestly, there's still a lot of food to come, and frankly, I don't want to overeat. Simple, classic. Red wine vinegarette's not super strong. The goat cheese adds a creaminess to it. The tomatoes add a nice little bit of acidity and bite. And then the romaine is crisp. All in all, a solid salad. Can't complain.
So I just want to say one thing about this meal. When James and I met around 8 years ago, we had a rooftop meal as our first ever date. This is very sentimental to me because we're having a rooftop meal here in Las Vegas. We're taking you along with it. Now let's go ahead and take a little bite of that salad. Delightful.
Now, we were discussing earlier that Paul's and mine first official date was on basically a rooftop restaurant. I have to say I'm very privileged to, in the 8 years that Paul and I have been together and the year of our marriage, that Paul and I have experienced so much unbelievable fine dining, amazing experiences, wonderful locales in Las Vegas and beyond. I think that's part of life at this point. Like, we only have so much time on this planet. This time last year, when we started the channel, Paul and I had a discussion as we were walking up the strip that we didn't want to live life regretting that we didn't get to do things that we wanted to do. So no matter what, we're trying our darndest to see everything we can, do everything we can that makes life special. Because it's so easy to find yourself in a rut. It's so easy to get up, go to work, come home, watch TV, eat dinner, and go to bed. And that's fine for some people. And if that's what you're comfortable with, that's okay. But that's not for us. And it probably never will be. We want to see what this planet has to offer before our time is up. I'm starting to get a little misty-eyed just even thinking about it. If you've never experienced something like this, I can't stress enough, if it's within your means, if you're able to, we encourage you to get out there and experience life. And just like that, our entrees have arrived. Now, I've gone with one of my favorite dishes, something I don't get to eat too often because admittedly, Paul doesn't like them. I've gone with pan-seared diver scallops. Now, these are going to be served with a porcini cream, mushroom marmalade, roasted sunchoke, and petite tricolor watercress. Let's dig into these. Boy, do they look delicious. I'm going to go for this guy right here. Give it a nice little cut. Cuts beautifully. That flavor takes me back. I love scallops. It really is a pity that Paul doesn't like them. I've tried over and over to get him to enjoy scallops. That is so good. It's so just wonderfully sweet and delicious, perfectly seared. Let's try a little bit of sunchoke. Crispy, delightful. Let's get a little of the watercress and the porcini. Oh my. The mushrooms add such a wonderful umami, and they're perfectly just diced and cooked down and caramelized, just to die for. This is an exceptional scallop dish. And scallops are one of those things that can go south very quickly if you're not skilled in what you're doing. But whoever cooked these definitely knows their way around a scallop.
Normally when we do fine dining, we always try to show off a steak or something. Today we're not doing that. I noticed on their menu that they had a lamb loin. You know, I absolutely love lamb, so I'm quite excited to see this. We went with the pistachio crusted lamb with a bordelaise sauce. It's got a little bit of shaved Brussels sprouts on top, and there's some seasonal mushrooms. Let's give this a taste. Perfectly soft, tender. I can definitely see that it has a nice crust on the outside. The meat is very soft, and it melts in your mouth as you eat it. Let's take some of these seasonal mushrooms. Now, I always love to have some mushrooms with my red meat. These mushrooms were cooked to a perfect, tender softness. There's actually a nice punch of umami that comes through, and it complements the taste of the lamb. Let's go ahead and try it with a little bit of these Brussels sprouts. Now, Brussels sprouts are perfectly crisp. It's not like a whole Brussels sprout. I think that the Brussels sprouts add a nice bit of crunch. So if you put everything together into one bite, that's a perfect medley of flavors. It all just blends together to create the perfect mouthfeel. Now, we also decided to go ahead with some sides, and I am a big sucker for French fries. Whenever we do fine dining, they always offer an assortment of sides. I will say that nothing is better than French fries. I know that's a little bit, casual, but what we sold us on the fries was the fact that it is a togarashi seasoning with a little bit of sesame and some rice vinegar. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit into that sesame sauce. It looks like an aioli. That little bit of sesame sauce gives it a nice little punch of flavor. I'm actually getting a little bit of seasoning from the togarashi. Now, I will say one thing about these fries. I'm glad we went with them. The extra seasoning, it's just something different you don't see on many menus. So with that, we're gonna finish our entrees and these sides, and we'll be back to you later. Stay tuned.
All right, my friends, we have wrapped up our entrees. We're enjoying a little after dinner coffee, one of my favorite aspects of a nice meal like this. And our server just brought us out a little cereal milk ice cream dessert sampler here. Admittedly, we weren't planning on doing dessert because we're fairly full, but I can't say no to a free ice cream sampler here. So I'm going to take this one here. Now, essentially what they do is they soak the milk in the cereal strain overnight, then strain it out, and then use that milk to make that ice cream. Let's give it a bite. That's amazing. It's cinnamony and creamy. It's so good. That's really good. The Captain Crunch one now. Let's give the Captain Crunch one a taste. Oh, that's so creamy and delicious. It has this wonderful vanilla, almost kind of like honey-esque taste. That Captain Crunch flavor really comes through. I love that cereal milk is becoming a thing, or has been a thing, and I would recommend it. Let's turn it over to Paul, let him taste the other two.
It's my turn to try the other two flavors. I'm gonna start with one of my first favorites, which is Cocoa Puffs. Let's give this a little taste. Every element of that milk, when you just have the Cocoa Puffs sitting in it, is right into this flavor of ice cream. The ice cream is soft. It's decadent. I'm definitely getting the Cocoa Puffs in there. Now, my other favorite, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. How many times have we as kids enjoyed Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I can't be the only millennial here that was like, I need my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm definitely getting a lot of the cereal milk flavor from that. I really wish I knew how I could recreate this at home. This is quite delightful, and this is the perfect way to end the meal on our wedding anniversary here at the Foundation Room. So stay tuned for our final thoughts on the meal before we head over to the lounge for a final cocktail. Cheers.
All right, friends, I have to say, dinner was unbelievable.
It was amazing.
Yeah, service was fantastic. Huge shout out to our server, Sean, who took such great care of us. Thank you for the complimentary dessert. The cereal milk ice cream was divine.
It was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to mention every single other item that we ate tonight was unbelievable. Just stellar.
I love the bone marrow, the lamb.
Those oysters were so good.
Were delightful.
Meaty and fat and tasty. The scallops, some of the best I've had in years. Granted, I haven't had scallops in a few years because my husband doesn't eat them, but I was very happy that I got to enjoy them tonight for my wedding anniversary.
If you just want a nice romantic meal here in Vegas, the Foundation Room is the place to be.
It really is. The decor adds so much to the experience too. It's one of the best decorated restaurants I've been to in Las Vegas.
With that being said, we still want to go ahead and have one more cocktail in the lounge.
Yes.
So stay tuned as we have that final cocktail.
Alrighty, everyone, that was one hell of an experience. We had such a great time in the Foundation Room.
Those views are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Breathtaking. And this is coming from someone who is terrified of heights.
So with that in mind, if you did enjoy the content that we brought to you today, make sure to go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell to stay up to date on all future episodes of James and Paul Try It All.
As always, we want to thank you folks so much for the support that you give us. It means the world to us. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video today. We really do appreciate it. And as always, we hope you enjoy. And until next week, we hope you have a great one. Bye.
Later that night.
Normally we're like $5 to spend or less, and even $5 is kind of spicy for us.
Come on. Oh, we got it.
Finally.
There we go. Finally.
Please let it be a good one.
Let's hope it's a good one. Either way, I think what we should do at this point
Is walk.
is walk.